Well, here we are on YouTube, and wherever you're joining us from, we welcome you. Whether you're sitting here with us live on Twitch, you can join us there whenever we go live, or you can even join us as a patron, and that's exactly what Richard did, who requested this song. Ryan, what's going on?
Well, Richard is one of our faithful supporters of our channel. He always gives us amazing retro, older songs, even older than us, Nathan.
Yes.
Type songs, and I love it because it's usually artists that are of a name that you and I know the name of the band. They've been in popular culture throughout the decades, but we just haven't heard their stuff. So Pink Floyd is such a band. Now, we've done a couple Pink Floyds on our channel. Mm-hmm. We've done a couple on my first channel. You can Google my name and find those if you're a Pink Floyd fan. But Nathan, this is very interesting because this is from the song, The Gnome, that Richard has asked us to listen to, is from their first album. Any guesses when that?
The Piper at the Gates of Dawn.
Are you Googling this?
No, it's on the thing. It shows up on the...
Oh. Yeah. I want to tell you this. I want you to guess what year do you believe this was released?
Oh. I know Pink Floyd goes back pretty far.
I'm just curious what your guess is.
72?
67.
What?
67. So how many years ago is that? That's like 56 years ago. 56 years ago. Yeah. Wow. Now, I've never heard this. I recognized the cover when I saw the thumbnail when you brought up the video. I was like, I think that's their first album. So yeah, this is Pink Floyd, Piper at the Gates of Dawn. Sure. I prefer the Gates of Noon. Anyways, this album is highly rated, Nathan, for a debut album. Like near perfect scores, which is very interesting because when this album came out, apparently it sounds very different than later Pink Floyd. So it's going to be very interesting to hear, I guess, a highly reviewed album, but a different sounding Pink Floyd than maybe you and I would ever hear. So this is called The Gnome. It's not a very long song. I guess it would make sense that The Gnome is a short song.
Wait.
Thank you. All right, so let's check it out. So this is from Richard. The Gnome.
The Gnome. I love that comment. It says big head.
I want to tell you a story about a little man, if I can. A gnome named Grimble Grumble, and little gnomes stay in their homes, eating, sleeping, drinking their wine. He wore a scarlet tunic, a blue-green hood, it looked quite good. He had a big adventure amidst the grass, fresh air at last, whining, dining, biding his time. And then one day, hooray, another way for gnomes to say, ooh. Look at the sky, look at the river, isn't it good? Look at the sky, look at the river, isn't it good? Winding, finding places to go. And then one day, hooray, another way for gnomes to say,
Okay, so very... What the hell? That is wild. Now, the singer of that song and writer. His name is Sid Barrett, and we've talked briefly about Sid Barrett. He had the mental health breakdown, and he was replaced by David Gilmour on the second album. So Sid Barrett only did 1 and almost 2 albums. So it's very interesting when David joined the band. I could be wrong, but when he joined the band to replace Sid, I suspect that might have been the sound change, or that might have been part of the sound change. I could be wrong, but I wonder if Sid Barrett, let's just pretend Sid Barrett never had mental health issues, and he was just good to go to be a member of Pink Floyd. It'd be very interesting to see where Pink Floyd would have gone as a band. I mean, because Roger Waters, the other big co-writer and singer of the band, later albums, he was with the band on this first album, so he's been there since the beginning. But it would just be interesting. Let us know in the comments below, people. Did David Gilmour's join of the band really push them to be who they are today? Was it him or was it Roger? Actually, I don't know which one it would be, but people will know.
And like, this is a huge mystery here. But were they on any drugs when they?
Negative.
This album.
Negative. They were all dry and sober. There was no psychedelics used during the making of this album. In fact, I think this was made in a nunnery, produced by a bunch of monks.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's very childlike and innocent.
Yes. Yeah. At the end of the day, of course, the song is kind of silly and fun. Mm-hmm. But it's like a history to me. Like I feel like I'm looking at a museum piece of art, and I would be fascinated to hear the whole album to a degree. Just to hear this beginning stage of this band. Just to hear something so different than what they become. It's actually kind of fascinating to hear the first. It's almost like any band, from the Rolling Stones, to the Beatles, to Pink Floyd, to the Who. To hear their debut albums now to what they sound like, or what they sound like later, it's actually quite fascinating when you don't know the sound at all. I was not expecting that. Yeah.
And I guess my next question would be: is there a song on this album where you can kind of make the link and connection? Because I was listening for that in here for anything that made me think of Pink Floyd, and it was actually quite challenging. It was like, this doesn't sound anything like what I've heard from Pink Floyd. And so, are there songs on this album that might make that connection? That might make us go, "Oh yeah!"
Between like this and like Comfortably Numb, or
and I'm sure that there are. I'm sure that there are on this song. I just can't see them. I'm sure.
Yeah, we don't know anything.
Smarter than
we
me,
don't know anything.
I'm sure I could Google it, and I'm sure someone's already going to do it for me in the comments. But
well, just so you know, you guys are missing the whole point. What you don't understand is the gnome is representation of
the beard guy just doesn't like drugs. Okay.
Yeah, the beard. Yeah, the guy in the hoodie. He's stupid. He's got a dumb face.
Anyway. I'm curious to know if we could find that connection more strongly in another song. Yeah. Well, if you enjoyed our dry humor and you think that we've got something, well, you're among the tens and tens of people that also feel the same way. And join our Welpdom to request more. And we hope to see you on the next one.